kind of figure out this world. So then at what point from, okay, you mailed in a provisional application, you had this manufacturer start kind of making the screws here. At what point, I guess the next point where it was like, okay, maybe some good feedback or something that kind of allowed you to keep going or gave you the confidence to say, okay, I still have something here. I want to keep going because obviously we get off into it, but this story wasn't always kind of peaches and cream.
No, it was horrible. I tell everybody. So at one point in my life, when I was doing this, and I'm going to say a year, maybe 2 years into it, I was so frustrated because I'm thinking I got this awesome idea and it's better than what's out there, yet I can't get any traction. So I ended up taking it and shoving it in the closet
Really?
and left it there for like 6 months. And what happened was I broke my glasses. This is no lie. I broke my glasses sitting at my desk when I was working. And reached in the closet and took one of the screws out. And my glasses were fixed in like 10 seconds. And I'm like, oh, this is too good to hang out in the closet. And I took it out and started working on it again. But it literally, I was so frustrated and so, just awful,
Right.
because you're not bringing in any money.
Right.
You're spending money.
Yep.
You don't know if you're ever going to bring in money. You have something good, but you don't know where to go with it.
So then this is interesting because obviously a provisional application, you have to convert that to a non-provisional within a year. So do you still have these patent applications pending as you like kind of shelve this thing, or were they already completed, or like
I filed a utility patent within the year.
Okay.
So
And, so at the time that you shelved it, or shelved
I had a patent application. I mean, it was under prosecution.
okay, so it wasn't an issue patent at that point. So you're still kind of spending money on that on the process then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so then you get it back out, and then what was I guess the next happenings or the next thing that the events that went down after?
Well, what happened next was I said, I'm going to just start looking at the eyeglass industry to see where I can go with, because this screw saves the optometrist a lot of time, and time is money, as we know. And I'm like, that was my target. See, in the original, I was targeting the consumer, but trying to get into a Walmart or a Walgreens is like pulling teeth one at a time, right? So I said, I'm going to start trying to get into the eyeglass industry where the optometrists are. So I ended up putting when I tell you tiny, a tiny ad, smaller than the square that we're sitting in right now. And it said, snap it, screw, inventor, invents, biggest revolution in an optical screw in 50 years. And I actually got a phone call from an optometrist, and he was out of Long Island. His name was Drew Washington. And he was one of those guys who was very mechanical.
Okay.
And had been fixed over 1 million pairs of glasses in his life, and was always using like tools or designing tools or using paper clips or whatever. And when he seen it, he said to me, oh my God. He goes, do you have any of those? And I go, yeah. He goes, can you FedEx it to me? And I'm like, yeah. And I had my patent app, I was under prosecution, so I didn't have an issue sharing it. And he got it the next day, and he's like, oh my God, girl, you have got something. And he was like my champion. He like led the way for me to get into, he actually hooked me up with a company that is called OptiSource at the time. And I had an appointment with them to go down and see about them being a distributor for me. And it's a funny story because when I got there, the president that I met with of this company opened his desk drawer and had one of my kits in it.
Really?
Yeah. He goes, oh my God. He goes, I think I have one of these in my drawer. And he opened it up. It was one of the kits that I was trying to get out in the market. And it was like, so anyway, I ended up hiring it was so cool. I mean, I left there like on cloud nine, but I ended up giving them an exclusive distribution agreement, but they paid me up front for it.
Okay.
And they had to buy the screws from me. So I was able to manufacture the screws in China, make money on the screw, sell it to them at a certain fixed price, and then they were the distributor of it. And they literally broke the market for me.
Wow.
They did that for a couple of years. And at the end of their 2-year distribution agreement, they ended up giving me a licensing deal. And they had sold the company to SLR, which is the largest lens company in the world.
Wow.
So SLR is the one who I have a license with in the USA.